Hello, friends. I'm Bernard Watts, and you're watching Sports Talk with BWatts Entertainment. If you don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and share the videos with your friends. And also hit that bell notification. It will let you know whenever I drop a video or go live. I appreciate it if you do. Want to say a special thanks to all of you who have already subscribed. This show would not be possible without you, and I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you also to the sponsors who all have sponsored my show in the past and also getting ready to sponsor the show in the future. I appreciate you for spending your time and having confidence in me to take care of your product or your business doing my show. I appreciate each and one of you for doing that. All right. Hey, been a good week. Been a good week, y'all. Been a good week. That's all I can say. And I thank God for it. I really do. Tonight, we're going to talk about Colorado top five defensive players that I'm going to be looking at this year on the defensive side of the ball. I think Coach Prime did what he said he's going to do. He always reminded us last year, you better get me now because this is the worst we ever going to be. He also, like he always said, hey, I see what y'all see, the trenches. He built up the trenches and he have done what he said he's going to do along with his recruiting staff. Yeah, they have done an excellent job by getting players and getting the depth that we were missing last year from this football team. Colorado got depth now. If you watch Well Off video this week and Reach the People, they did a little introduction of the new players that coming in. And if you look at the players that they're bringing in, Colorado going to be just fine in the Big 12 this year. They're not playing in the SEC. They're not playing in the Big 10. They're not playing in the ACC. They are playing in the Big 12. So I like the players and definitely like the size. One of the things from last year that we was talking about, Colorado was small. Their football team was small, and because Coach Prime got off to a slow start by being faithful to Jackson State until the end when he was coaching down there for the HBCU schools. That was Jackson State. And now you can see Coach Prime has addressed some of the issues. I don't want to say he don't address all the issues to me. You can debate, you can have your say, hey, you ain't bringing in no five-star player. Sometimes it don't matter what star you got beside your name. Sometimes it's about the attitude, it's about the ability, it's about your will, it's about do you want to play for Colorado and what's your purpose. When it comes down to football, it's about being physical, being competitive, and what's inside your heart. What's inside your heart? Do you want to compete? Do you want to do this? And it's looked like all the guys are on one accord, look like they get along with one another. And that's the key when you're in competition in football. Football is a physical game and it's a mental game. So you got to be equipped to handle both sides of the ball. And I think Colorado is in good shape this year. They went 4-8 last year. I think they really was a 8-14 last year. Some things happened along, but it's football. Like the referees, Miss Johnson said, work ethic. Hey, good evening. Hey, what's up? What's good, B. What? Miss John, thank you for tuning in. Like always, I appreciate you. Like I say, football is a physical sport. Sometimes you just got to have that want to. And last year team just didn't have that want to. But this year team, I believe, even though we haven't seen them in a game with the newcomers coming in, but I don't seen enough film work from where they came from to know that this team is way better than last year. And like I said, I think big things are gonna happen for Colorado and Coach Prime this year. Yeah, I think they got the team to do what they got to do. If the coaching staff hold up and hold their end of the bargain, because they're bringing NFL experience to the college game, even though that some of them have never been a coordinator, especially the defense coordinator, Robert Lexington, I'm still having faith that he can get the job done. Along with Warren Sapp and Daniel Lewis on the side of the football, with Coach Prime and their knowledge, and also the offensive coordinator can help in with them too. Man, this year could be the year for Colorado. But like I said, just want to look at five players on the defensive side of the ball that I think they're gonna have a major impact on Colorado this year. Now, the first player, Shadozi. Yeah, Shadozi. He's the big fella that gonna control the middle. We were weak last year in the middle. People could run the ball on us in the middle. For his pass rushing skills, I'm not worried about that. My concern is on that defensive side of the ball, the trenches. Can we stop the run? Shadozi will play a major part and be a major impact on the defensive side of the ball in the middle. Now, I don't know what kind of defense Robert Levinson, the defense coordinator, gonna run. He can run a 4-6, he can run a 3-4, he can run a 4-3, or he can run a Tampa 2. I don't know. But we're gonna see how he used Shadozi, and it's gonna be a key for Colorado to win the Big 12 this year. Now, also on that defense line to go with Shadozi that can make his job better, it's gonna be Amara McNeil. McNeil was an excellent player last year at the end of the season. If you watch the videos and remember the games, the last 4 to 5 games, this dude had a motor. Him and Dominique, they was doing their part. They was doing their part. They was keeping the game close in that middle. Alan say he's checking in from New Jersey. Appreciate you, Alan. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Like I say, Amara Green is a key part for Colorado also this year on the defensive side of the ball. You see, I think McNeil can be that speed. He got the quickness, that speed with rushing, doing passing down on that defensive line. Yeah, he can attack the Miller with his speed out the Shadozi. Now Shadozi gonna have to take on some double teams, and that gonna free up the linebacker. If Shadozi take up 2 parts. What's up, Garfield? How you doing? Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you, as always. Peace, my brother. Like I said, if Shadozi can take on 2 blockers, that gonna free up a linebacker. A linebacker's job is to read and react. As long as that linebacker can see where the play is going, if Shadozi take up 2 offensive linemen, he should be there to make the tackle on the run play. He should be there. And if that linebacker ain't there, if Shadozi taking up 2 blockers on the offensive line, that linebacker should not be in the game this year. We ain't got time to put up that this year. Yeah, like I say, Shadozi will be a top defensive player for Colorado this year that I'm looking at. Along also on the defensive line, like I said, he got McNeil, he got Shane Coates, we got Barnes and Quinn Barnes. Gonna be another major problem for the teams in the Big 12. I'm just being honest with you. He's huge. He got the size. He got the strength. The dude get nasty down there. He's physical. He's physical. So the offensive line gonna have a problem. They gotta decide who they gonna double team. If you put Barnes on one side and Shadozi on the other side in a 4-3 defense, no way you gonna run the ball on us up the middle. Matter of fact, you can run a 3-4 with him. Yeah. You could put Shadozi over the center in a 3-4 basic defense. Now, 3-4, let me explain it to you. 3 down lines, right? You got a man over the center, and you got 2 Tigers, and you got 4 linebackers in a 3-4 defense. 2 cornerbacks and 2 safety. That's the alignment for a 3-4 defense. Now, 3-4 defense, they emphasize on speed. And also the linebacker will take the running back out of the backfield whenever they get ready to pass the ball. See that linebacker? He's gonna have a lot on his shoulder. He got to look for the run and he got to look for the pass. Now, make sure I got this right. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, in a 4-3 original defense, the defensive tackle would line up on the opposite side of the offensive guard. and the defensive end will line up on the outside shoulder of the tackle. Now on a passing down, it's in a all three defense. Now in a passing down, the middle linebacker, they call him the Mike. Whenever you hear Mike, that's the middle linebacker. That quarterback is calling 54, Mike 54, Mike 55. If you hear the quarterback saying that, he letting his offensive line know that the Mike, he calling out the number, is responsible for that running back in the backfield. You remember when TCU played Colorado and Dylan Evans went out and Shador hit him with a pass out of the backfield? He was lined up on a Mike linebacker, and that was a matchup problem for TCU. You got to give Sean Lewis his credit. He saw the matchup problem and he called the right play and got a one-on-one with the Mike linebacker and the wide receiver, Travis Hunter. If you watch, Travis Hunter had a defensive cornerback on him and he ran him off. Once he ran him off, they gave a one-on-one with Dylan Edwards and a Miller linebacker who was the Mike. And Shador hit him in stride. And with the speed of Dylan Edwards, he can outrun a Miller linebacker. That's matchup. Know your personnel and you match up well and you can win. That's why I keep telling everybody whenever I talk, Colorado gonna cause some problems on the offensive side of the ball because teams won't be able to match up with them. The running back they won't be able to match up with them, nor will they match up with the wide receivers that we have on the offensive side of the ball. We're gonna be able to put up some points if this offensive line protect should do it, which I think they're gonna do. Now, getting back to the defense. Now, Chidozie, like I said, is going to be a key factor for Colorado defense this year. Robert Levinson got to put him in a position so that he can be successful and so he can succeed. If they put him in the middle and he take on a double team, just about every time he should, and he gonna take that. No way you gonna run that ball on Colorado up the middle. Because if he take on two players on the offensive line, the center or the guard, it gonna free up that linebacker. Whoever that linebacker be, if the Mike linebacker, if it's Bentley or if it's Hill Green, they gonna make a lot of plays at first and second down. They're gonna make a lot of plays on first and second down. Like I say, they could throw in Quincy Wickens, who's big enough to play on the defensive line, and you got McNeil, and you got Terran Carter. See, they got a good rotation you can put them in. You remember when Coach Prime said, "Hey, just give me 3 to 4 reps, all you got. 2 to 3 reps or 4 reps, all you got. And I got somebody to come to get you." And he does. And the reason why he's saying he got somebody to come to get you, because Coach Prime and Colorado has the depth this year with the players that they brought in from the transfer portal. Shadozi, McNeil, Terran Carter, Shane Coates, and Quinn Barnes, Quincy Wiggins. All of those guys can come in and do what they supposed to do. Because just about all of them the same size. 6'4", 6'5", 330 pounds. With a motor. With a motor. That have playing experience from last year from the other team. From the other team. That's why I say Shadows is going to be a key factor for Colorado this year. He's the one player out of 5 on the defensive side that I'm going to be looking at just to see how good this defense is going to be. And if they are good enough, and which I think they are, to win the Big 12 this year. They are. Hey, y'all don't mind, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel while you're here. All right? All right. As I said, we got some size this year for sure. Yes, sir, right. You right, Alan. We right. We do. We got the size on that defensive line. Like I say, our defensive line, yeah, block bullet. Right, Alan. Block bullet is gonna be the key factor. I think he been injured some during the spring practice. I think he done got back right. I've seen him out there working out. physical conditioning program with Coach Mo them. They getting him right. And we're gonna have some injuries along the way. Now, don't let that's football. That's a physical game. We're gonna have the injuries along the way on that front line because they're big. They got that wash down there. Anything go along down there in the wash, stepping on people's ankles, tripping up, knee problem, foot problem, all kind of stuff can go on down there. They're just big guys. So that's why it's important that Coach Brown went out and addressed the depth issue that we didn't have last year, and he did it. And he did that. And he did that. Now, like I said, on passing downs, the middle linebacker's responsibility is to cover the running back, right? Now, when you hear a word called Sam on the defense side, when it's SAM, Sams, that means that the linebacker is the strong side linebacker. Yeah, his main responsibility is cover the tight end. All right. If you hear the word SAM on the defensive side, that means it's a definition for the linebacker. He's the strong side linebacker. He will be lining up on the tight end side, and his responsibility will be covering the tight end. Read the play, be supportive for the run, and if that tight end go anywhere off that line of scrimmage, that's his responsibility to follow that tight end. Same, the strong side linebacker. Now, you will hear another word they call the wheel, WILL. Now, the wheel linebacker means it's the weak side linebacker. Now, the weak side linebacker also cover the running back. He blitz in an attempt to sack the quarterback. That's what the weak side linebacker is responsibility for. Cover the running back, blitz, and attempt to sack the quarterback. That's what the wheel linebacker do. Now, when a nickel enter the game for a linebacker, whenever you see a nickel back in the game for a linebacker, that's going to be the fifth defensive back and back down on the back end of the defense. Now, then you will hear a dime. When you hear a dime, whenever you hear that word dime on the defensive side, that means it's a six. They got six defensive cornerback and defensive back on the field. Remember that. Remember that. You got the Mike linebacker, right? You're gonna have the Sam, it's gonna be the strong side linebacker. You're gonna have the Wheel, meaning he's gonna be the weak side linebacker. You're gonna have the nickel. That means he's gonna be the fifth defensive back, and the dime, whenever you're the dime, it's gonna be the sixth defensive back. That's what that means right there. Okay. So now let's cover the second defensive player that I think gonna have a major impact on Colorado this year on the defensive side of the ball. We just got through talking about Shadows. Now the second person is gonna be who I think will be the captain of the defense. He will be that middle linebacker. That's Nia Hill Green. Right. That's Nia Hill Green. He the transfer from Michigan, and he also transferred from he played for Shaw. He the middle linebacker, number 41. All right. Check this out. Now, he gonna be the captain of the defense, in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but I believe he is. He's he probably the best linebacker on the team. Matter of fact, he probably the best player on the defensive side of the ball. If you look at the tapes of where he came from, and you look at his effort and his attitude, this guy is a grown man. Big, strong, look like he can take care of himself. 6'2", 230. Look like he's physical. He was the captain of the team that he came from last year, and I think he's gonna have a major impact on the defensive side of the ball for Colorado this year. Dude look like he's strong against the run. He will be that Mike defense for Colorado. And this year, the players can have a ear set and be talking to their defensive coordinator on the field this year. And I think he'll be the one to have that earpiece. Yeah, he'll have the earpiece, and and the mic in his head because he's gonna be the best player. I think he's a every down defensive player. Now, if I was the coach, defense coordinator, he'll be on the field on every play on defense side of the ball. Every play. Hands down. This dude is tough. He's physical. And that's what you need on the defensive side of the ball, especially at linebacker. You need a communicator who talk to the defensive lineman, talk to the rest of the linebacker, and talk to the cornerback and talk to the safety. He got to be smart and recognize what the offense is finna get ready to run and what the offense is trying to do to their defense. A communicator, linebackers, read and react, read and react. You got to read the play first before you react. Don't react first. You got to read the play and then react. And that's what Naya Hill Green brings to the table. He brings leadership that they didn't have last year. He's going to be bringing physicality at that defensive linebacker position that they didn't have last year. I think this guy is the real deal. He's the real deal. No matter what that kind of defense they run. If Robert Levinson, the defense coordinator, want to run a 4-6 defense, now Hill Green's gonna be that person to run it for him. A 3-4, he'll be the guy that can run it for him. 4-3, he'll be the guy that can run it for him. Tampa 2, Naya Hill Green is the linebacker that you want on the football. On the football. I think he got the intelligence, he got the physicality, and if they run that Tampa 2, only thing that is in the Tampa 2 is the middle linebacker got to go get depth and stop that slot wide receiver coming across the middle. He got to go back by 7 to 10 yards and cover the middle of the field in a Tampa 2. And your cornerback got out wide outside of the hash mark. That's all what a Tampa 2 is. That middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker, got to run back. He got to recognize, he got to read and react first. He got to read the play to see if it's a pass play. And if he that middle linebacker, he got to drop back. He got to drop back in the middle of the field, about 7 to 10 yards deep, to cut anything coming out across the middle. Read and react if they're in a Tampa 2. And I think he has the ability to run that defensive scheme for Coach Prime and Coach Livingston. I'm telling you, this, when you hear the word dog and a leader, he can wear both of those. Naya Hill Green is a dog and a leader for Colorado defensive side of the ball this year. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I think he's that good of a player, talent wise. Just go look at the film. You don't have to take my word or nobody else's word. If you go look at his film, which I have done, to see how he act, to see how he react, and man, I'm telling you, this dude, man, look like he stay in the film room. He know what the offense trying to do, and he's there to attack that play. He's there to attack. Look like he can cover a tight end. Look like he can cover a running back out the backfield. Look like he's physical enough to take on the offensive line and still stop the run. This guy had the size, the power, the strength to do all of that. And most importantly, he got the intelligence to be an impact player for Coach Prime and Colorado this year on the defensive side of the ball. Because I'm telling you, you can score all the points you want, but if you can, excuse me, but if you can't stop the run, and if your defense ain't up to par, you're gonna have a losing season. Because defense wins championship, baby. Defense wins championship. I don't care how you slice it up. I don't care how pretty your offense is. I don't care how many points you put on the board. If you can't stop the run and stop the other team from scoring more points than you, you're gonna lose the game. And that's why it's important that the defensive line, that defensive front, and the middle linebacker be aggressive, I'm telling you, be nasty, be just get down there, be physical at that line of scrimmage to know and let your opponent know we here all day for you. Bring it on, cause we about that life. We about that life. Now I'm telling you, Shadozi, Barnes, Wiggins, Terran Carter, along with the middle linebacker, Naya Hill Green. Then you throw out there Channing. Johnny Chainsaw Chain, he just as good. The transfer from FAMU. You don't watch this tape, you see how good he was. Also, we still got Bentley back there. Bentley was good against the run last year. Now he passed in the defense, kind of a little shaky, but still, he physical enough to play middle linebacker. And I think him and Hill Green gonna be the starting two linebackers starting off the season. Now, don't forget Webster. Now, Jalen Webster, oh, he all about that life. He all about that life now. He can play just as good as him, but I think his size. I don't want to use his size against him, but those two guys are more bigger and physical than he is. Now, if you look at the tapes of Jalen Webster, oh, he know how to get out of the way of a defensive lineman. Oh, he know how to duck him off and still make the tackle. He can still make the tackle. What's up, Miss Foster? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Alan said the greatest thing they have this year is depth. I agree with you. This season is depth. Now, like I said, uh, Webster, and we still got JB. Still got Jeremiah Brown back there. Cool. Now, Coach Levinson, he can use several packages for Colorado this year to be successful. He really can on the defensive side of the ball. But I think just Hill Green, just something special about this guy. I think he's the real deal. I believe he's going to do good for Colorado. I just think he's the guy that can take them to another level that they've never been on before. He's the key. He's the catalyst for this defense. He's physical enough to be that guy and look like the dude is smart enough to know what the offense is trying to do for Colorado this year on the defense side of the ball. Like I said, I like him. I like him a lot. Those are a big key addition for Colorado this year. I think it's the number one addition for Colorado this year. I just didn't like the linebacker play last year from Colorado. Now, by getting Hill Green and Johnny Chainsaw Chain and having Jalen Webster there, that gives me hope. It gives me hope. Way better than last year. That gives me hope. Way better. Way better. Way better. Way better. Way better. At the linebacker position for Colorado. It's going to be key. It's going to be crucial part of the defense this year. The defensive line and the middle linebacker. And all the linebackers who will be in the game. It's up to Coach Levingston to find their strength and know their weaknesses and put them in a position so that the team can be successful and so that the player can succeed. And if those two things happen, Colorado gonna be fine on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, Shadozi, Hill Green, two best defensive players on Colorado this year. Now, let's talk about the third player. Now, the third player on the defensive side of the ball that I'm gonna be looking at, and I think gonna make a major impact, is gonna be BJ Green. BJ Green is a transfer from Arizona State. He's been knowing Coach Prime since the youth league. He played with Coach Prime in Atlanta where he had the youth football team, and Coach Prime been knowing him for a while. And now he decided to bring his talent to Colorado. At first, he was going to Washington, but when Washington head coach went to Alabama, BJ Green decided to transfer to Colorado. BJ Green is going to be a key for Colorado this year also. And I'm going to be looking at that. Can he put that pressure on that quarterback consistently? Whenever they run that ball to his side, will he be able to fight off a tight end or a running back to make that play, to keep that running back getting outside of him? Will he be able to do that? BJ Green is another key addition to this defense. I know it's a narrative out there that people saying he didn't have, he quit on plays and all that, but I'm telling you, Coach Prime, Warren Sapp, Daniel Lewis ain't gonna go for that this year. And if that happens, I don't know if it happened or not, but that's going by what some people have told me. BJ Green can be a dominant player this year. It's up to him. If he got the will, and if he got the desire to get to the next level, he can be the next Lawrence Taylor for Colorado this year. Well, if they play him on the weak side or strong side, BJ Green has the potential to be a game changer for Colorado defense if he put constant pressure on that quarterback. That's all he ain't got to sack the quarterback. He just got to put the pressure on him. He just got to use his moves to get up the field and put pressure on the opposition quarterback to make him throw that football, to make that quarterback throw that football when he don't want to. Get rid of it too soon. BJ Green has the potential. He has the size. If you look at him, he got the size. But does he have the will to produce on every play? Now a pass rush, obviously you're gonna get tired. But if he go out there and can put pressure on that quarterback 1 or 2 times, he got some hip. He got some hip on the other side of the football. You got Dalen Hayden that just transferred in from Pitt, and you got Sam Ogalaga from Pitt. Also, they're gonna play that defensive end. All three of those guys can put pressure on a quarterback on every play. All you got to do is rotate them, keep them fresh. First 2 plays, get out there and hit that ground running. Yeah, Dalen Hayden will start over Green. Ogalaga and Hayes will start over Green. Um, uh, hey, you could be right. You could be right, D stuff. You could be right. You could be right. I can't argue with that. But I'm telling you, either way, I can go with the defensive end and pass rushers. Job is to put pressure on the quarterback. And Colorado got the side. They got BJ Green, Sam Ogalaga, and Dayon Hayes. Both of them transferred from Pitt. If they consistently go out there and put that pass rush on the opposition quarterback, make him throw that ball when he don't want to, Colorado gonna do good. Make that quarterback step up. Who are you gonna be stepping up to? The defensive line. McNeil, Shadoza, Barnes, Wiggins, Coates. Them the guys he gonna be stepping up in that military. Like I say, the defensive end and the pass rush don't have to sack the quarterback to get the job done. All they got to do is put that pressure on. Hey, if you tune in, if you don't mind, hit my like button for me and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it if you do. Don't call you now. I just appreciate it if you do. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for doing that tonight. Hey, it's a Friday night. I'm talking about the top 5 players on the defensive side of the ball for Colorado and Coach Prime. And these are players that I'm going to be looking for to make a major impact for Colorado this year. I don't told you about Shadoza. I don't told you about uh, Naya Hill Green, the middle linebacker. I think will make a major impact. And now I'm looking at BJ Green, the transfer from Arizona State. I'm telling you, if this guy put out like I expect him to do, Coach Prime don't got a winner in BJ Green. This is his year. Matter of fact, when you look at the tapes, when I looked at the tapes of him playing, he easily could have went to the NFL draft this year. He would have got drafted. Ain't no doubt about it. I don't care what nobody say. BJ Green had a win in the NFL draft. He would have got drafted this year. And now by him coming back another year, excuse me, he much older, he much wiser, got more football sense. He should be more comfortable. He should be a dominant player for this defense this year. He should be, man, I'm telling you, he should be dominant, 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 especially on third down. Especially on third down. Boy, he ought to be what? What? He ought to have that motor go out there and turn that thing up on third down. Yeah, because he got depth. He got somebody to come in and give him a break when you want to. And that's gonna help them with a long season. And then you're talking about a playoff. Yeah, injuries gonna happen. I'm telling you, on that defensive end, you got BJ Green, you got Dayon Hayes from Pitts, and we got Sam Ogalaga. He can rotate those three every 2 to 3 plays. Give me all you got. Coach Prime already gonna say, I got somebody coming in to give you a break. And once they get out there with the talent and the players that they have, you know they got to give you all they got. You don't know when they're gonna ever get back in. All it takes one guy to go out there and shine and be consistent. And you don't know you don't know who it's gonna be. So when it's your turn, when it's their turn, they got to give it all they got. If they want to play, Coach Ryan don't care if you're a freshman, don't care if you're a sophomore, don't care how many years uh uh undergrad or not. If you can play, Coach Prime gonna play you this year. Coach Prime wants to win this year. He done did everything but win. He got the most popular team in college football, probably even in sports. We are talking about Colorado constantly every day. Twitter, Instagram, X, YouTube, TV networks. They are America's team. Coach Prime and Colorado are America's team. Whether you like them or you don't like them, whether you got something good to say or something bad to say, they are on your mind. And that's why they are America's team. It's a lot of things out there to talk about. A lot of things out there to talk about, but we prefer to talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffalo college football team in the off season when they went 4-8. What team do that? Who can generate that kind of conversation from all avenues at a 4-8? Michigan was the champs. Ain't nobody talking about Michigan. Matter of fact, I don't even see Michigan first three games on national TV. You know who they want? They want Coach Prime and Colorado. The first game of the year, ESPN. The second game of the year, NBC against Nebraska. Now the third game against Colorado State. Who would have thought Colorado and Colorado State will be on a national TV network in a third game of the season? ABC picked them up. Both teams had losing record last year. Coach Prime drive the needle. Everybody wants to see Coach Prime and Colorado. Everybody. They the talk of the town. They are America's team. B. Watt, I want to believe you about BJ Green. I really do. But based on the film Buck and Prime show, I can't go about that. I'm sorry. Anybody can find a film on somebody where maybe they had three or four plays off and just ramp it up and show it over and over. I get that. I understand that. But still, BJ Green is going to be a dominant force. He's going to be a player to be reckoned with. You just wait and see. And then we're going to go back to, hey, I'm going to come back to you and say, hey, what about that video you say about BJ Green? BJ Green got the talent. Like I said a while ago, BJ Green should have went pro last year. He would have got drafted in the NFL last year. I'm not saying he's gonna be a first round or second round and third round. He would have got drafted last year in the NFL draft. Prove that he has a better motor than what he shown last year. He's got to prove that he got a motor. Trust me, he got a motor. And I'm sure he don't heard about that video and he come to show people wrong. All players take off a play now when you're on the field if you ain't got no bag up. See, this year, BJ Green got depth. He got some bag up this year. He can come out and take a break. Arizona State probably didn't have no bag up. Got to know when to take your break and know when not to. If the ball and ran to the other side, he probably thought, I can take a break right here. I'm just one man. It's 10 more players over there. Why they can't make the play? I'm just saying. That's the way some players think. That's the way some players think. So you can't beat him up on the head because he didn't hustle on three or four plays just to say he ain't gonna be that good. D Stokes said Hayes introduced himself as the best DN on the team. Nobody challenged him. We gonna see. Yeah, I saw that. And if you look at his film, hey, he in the running. He proved it on the film. He just could be. But I think BJ Green is going to be the key to the defense end and pass rush this year. BJ Green got the experience. Going into his final year, he got something to prove. He got something to prove. He got to prove it to the naysayer. He got to prove it to himself first. And he got to prove it to the coaching staff that he belonged on the field, that he belonged as a premier pass rusher, defensive end in college football. And if he does that, draft stock can go high. If he go out and dominate, like I think he should, and you got Anquan Barnes over there, that defensive tackle beside him, and you put BJ Green on the side of him, who you gonna do? That gonna leave. If you see what's gonna happen, you got to double on the inside. You can't double on the outside because the inside is more closer to the quarterback if you got to pass the ball. You put Anquan Barnes or McNeil at that defensive tackle beside BJ Green. BJ Green's gonna be one-on-one with the tight end or one-on-one against a running back. Who you think gonna win that matchup? Who you think gonna win that matchup? Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate it if you do. Who you think gonna win that matchup in the Big 12? They ain't playing Georgia. They're not playing Michigan. They're not playing Ohio State. They're not playing Texas or Alabama. They're playing North Dakota State, Nebraska, Colorado State, Kansas State, Kansas, Texas Tech, Cincinnati, UCF. Who you think gonna win that matchup? I'm like Coach Brown. I got time. I got time today. You got Block Bully, Corinne Carter, and Quinn Barnes as a defensive tackle. Line up next to the defensive end, BJ Green. On the offensive side of the ball, you got to make a decision. Who you gonna do? Aquin Barnes, Shadoza, or who? And if you do, guess who they're gonna leave one-on-one with BJ Green? Your tight end or a running back. And who you think gonna win that matchup? BJ Green ain't got to sack the quarterback. He just want to rush him and put him in a hurry. Make him hurry up. Make him hurry up and throw that ball when he's not ready. And when you throw that ball when you're not ready, just like that UCLA game, Travis Hunter's gonna be right there to pick it off. It's all about matchup, even on the defense side of the ball. I'm gonna force your offensive line and offensive coordinator to make a decision. I'm gonna put Block Bully, Amir Green, I mean Amir McNeil on the same side with BJ Green. You got to go one-on-one with BJ Green with somebody, your tight end or running back. Matchup problem. That's Robert Levinson's job. Put a matchup problem. 4-3 defense, that's what you do. You got four down lines. Four lines. Two defensive tackles and two defensive ends. In a 4-3. In a 4-3. And you make that offensive coordinator and that offensive line make a decision who they want to block. Who they got to double team somebody. They got to double team somebody. Because when they put that sap move on, oh, it's over with. You didn't like that, did you? I know you did. When they put that Warren Sapp move on them, oh boy, it's over with. When McNeil, Barnes, them put that sap move on, if they're in a one-on-one on the defensive line, when he put that sap move on him, he's free. Offensive line, reach out, want to put his hands on him. Warren Sapp, I already teach him. Whoop, whoop, up. Yeah, he already teach him. Get him off you and go get that quarterback. That's why when they put that move on and they see their offensive line getting beat, they got to make a decision. Hey, we got to double green. We got the double Barnes, and that gonna leave a one-on-one with BJ Green. And on the other side, or Sam Ogalaga or Hayes. Hayes. And we should win majority of the time of those reps. Yeah, Mr. Matt, you right. You right. You right. Yeah, they got to make a decision, man. This ain't last year team. This is a new team Coach Prime has put together, y'all. Love how Sap been teaching them those hands moves. Yes, sir. And he teaching them hands moves. Teaching Trencher how to get free. Warren Sapp been up. He's a gold jacket. He got that for a reason. He got that for a reason because he's good at what he do. Now he's bringing his ability and the way he played to the college level and teaching them how to be successful to get to the next level. That's what coaching all about. I guarantee you this year on the sideline, when the game is tight, when the game is being played, I guarantee Warren Sapp don't be over there sitting down around with his arm folded and starstruck. I bet you that Warren Sapp gonna be coaching on the sideline while they off the field. He gonna have his defensive line huddle up. Same thing as the offensive line coach. Phil Loho. They ain't gonna be sitting down there like the other coaches will. Sit out there looking at the game, doing their head to the music, and looking up at the stand at the rock starstruck. No. Warren Sapp gonna have them group and Phil Loho, they gonna be telling what they were doing wrong and telling what they were doing right and telling what they need to do to be successful on the next play. That's coaching. Because Prime didn't have it last year. You had that last year. Jack didn't have that last year. You got to coach during the game, not just in off season and practice. You got to coach these guys up during the game. You got to be watching the play. You got to be watching your players, see what they're doing, seeing what the other team is doing to your players, so that you can make an adjustment to let them know what they were doing wrong. That's coaching. That's coaching. That's coaches. It can make a difference. It can make a big a difference. It can make a bigger difference in a football game. Coaching, hands on hands, communicate. They 19 and 20 years old. They might not can't see, can't understand why they losing that play, why they getting whipped on that play. But if you they position coach and you watching them and you paying attention and you don't went through all fall and spring practice and you know their strength and know their weakness and you see it and don't communicate it to them during the game, what are you there for? What are you down for? The game over. He don't need to hear after the game. He need to hear and correct him during the game. When the game is played, when the game is over and you don't lose, it's too late to tell somebody what they done did wrong. You need to tell them during the game, hey, you need to correct that. I'm seeing them, I'm watching this offensive line beat you like this and that. So you need to do this and that to be successful so we can win a play. And if we win one play, we can win a drive. If we win a drive, we can win a possession. If we can win a possession, we can win a game. If you constantly can put those things back to back. Fundamentals of everything in football game. Toughness, fundamental, and discipline is key to winning a football game. If you're disciplined and tough and understand your assignment and be smart, you can win a football game. But everybody got to work together, from the coaching staff to the players. Just can't be the players. Just can't. I'm just saying. Like I say, BJ Green is going to be another key factor for Colorado this year on the defensive side of the ball. That's just my opinion. Shadoza, Naya Hill Green, and BJ Green are one of three of the five players that I'm gonna be looking for to be successful on defensive side of the ball. Watching their practice, you can definitely tell the difference. And yep, Sap energy is infection. The entire defense will be motivated to make plays. I agree. I agree. Y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. All right. All right. Number four. on the defense, number 4 player on the defensive side of the ball that I think gonna have a major impact for Colorado this year by so they can win the Big 12. Yeah, Travis Hunter. Oh, Bernard, that's an easy pick. It could be, but he got to go out and perform again this year, which I think he's going to. He owned us. The video game, ENA sports video game, that gonna take his name up to another. It already done took his name up to another level that he got to live up to. So he's gonna be hungry. He was injured last year off a cheap shot. So this is his money year. He want to be the draft number 1. I'm sure he want to win that Heisman. But all of that, and by him playing well, will help him elevate his game so that he can be considered as a Heisman Trophy candidate. Right? Right. Now Travis Hunter on the defensive side. Hey, what's up, Mr. Cost? How's you doing, man? Always good to hear from you, my brother. Appreciate it. All is good, man. Same thing to you. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, Travis had some weakness. And when he went up against bigger receivers, his weakness showed his head. Yeah, his weakness showed his head. But looked like he done gained some weight. But still, by them moving Travis to the slot sometime, I don't know if that's a good thing or not for me. Looked like his strength was on the outside until they face a bigger wide receiver. Now, when I see as a defense coordinator, when I look at that, and I see who Travis is matched up with, if a bigger wide receiver is getting the best of him, I will move Travis Hunter to their second best wide receiver, so he won't spend so much time, energy, and physicality on him. I will move Travis to the second best wide receiver and put my second best cornerback on their number 1 wide receiver. Hear me out. I will put him up on man to man and put a safety over the top of their number 1 wide receiver. Okay, let's see. We playing Arizona, right? Arizona got a wide receiver about 6'4". I think about 6'6". But that dude, he bad. He's straight bad if you look at him last year. All right. I wouldn't waste Travis Hunter on him. I put Travis Hunter on the second best wide receiver. I put whoever let's say DJ McKinnon starting out, right? I put DJ McKinnon on him and put him up on press coverage and keep a safety over the top of him. See, that means you double teaming him and put Travis on a second best wide receiver, and that means you ain't got nowhere to go throwing the ball. Now the key thing is they quarterback. You know how to run that ball too. Noah, Noah was no bad quarterback last year. Yeah, see, it's all about matchup now. Yeah, it's all about matchup in college football period. You got to put your best talent where you think they can win at on a possession. Like I said, if I see Travis getting in trouble with that wide receiver for Arizona, I move Travis off him, put him on the second receiver. Even though I know Travis want to compete, even though I know he got that competitive spirit, but for sake to winning the football game, I put him on second best wide receiver on the defensive side, unless he can prove to me that he can go out there and shut him down. Last year against that Stanford wide receiver, that dude was just huge, and he was getting Travis to work. He was giving the work, and that's where coaching coming in. When you see that, don't matter how good who you think Travis is, don't matter how good of a player you think. If you see a wide receiver just getting the best of him, hey, we finna double this dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste Travis on him. Sometimes you might be the best. Okay, check this out. Coach Prime was the best defensive back in football. Defensive back for the Dallas Cowboys. 49. You don't think a game he got worked on? Yeah, he lost some battles too. He lost some battles too. So it doesn't matter how good you think a player is. It's somebody out there can get you at any time. You can be got. You can be got. Now, Travis Hunter is their best defensive back. but I just want to waste him on a physical wide receiver that I think can get the best on. And see, when they played UCLA at wide receiver, they had a coach that was an offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly. He know matchup. He didn't care what Prime did or didn't do. He knew Travis ain't gonna be able to help my wide receiver, and he kept going to him. Sometimes other coaches, they got good players. They know X and O's. They don't seem to did the film work on your team. So they guess what? They know if you don't make no adjustment, they're gonna attack your weakness too. So that's why on the defensive side of the ball, Robert Levinson got to learn how to make adjustment on the fly. He never done it before. He probably struggled at times, but that's the decision he got to make during the season, during the game, and we just got to hope for the best. You just got to hope for the best. Depends on, like I said, what kind of defense you run at 4-6 or 3-4 or 4-3, or you run that Tampa 2. It depends on what you run. You got to learn how to switch it up, and you got to use your personnel so that they can be successful. Now, other than Travis Hunter on the defensive side of the ball, who we got? We got Preston Hodge, who I think is a better defensive back than DJ McKinney. We got Colton Hood. Got to see how he gonna turn out. And looking at his film work when he was at Auburn, it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. We got R.J. Johnson from Arkansas. We got Ivan Yates from Fern. So those are the players gonna be playing in the defensive back. That's gonna be a key factor for Colorado against the passing game of the other team. Now Carter started out. I think that's the name. Last year, boy played pretty good. I think till he got injured. I think that's the one that got arguing with Coach Prime on the sideline. Boy, he got beat a couple times, but boy, I'm telling you, the first 3 games, the boy was a ball hawk. I think they don't move him to safety. It wouldn't be a bad idea to move him back to defensive back, cornerback. He played good to me. He played good to me. I think he got the argument with Coach Prime. They kind of put him in the doghouse, which the players shouldn't have did. And I don't approve that. But hey, the dude look like a ball hawk. He does at that cornerback position. So if you're smart, and I'm sure Robert Levens is smart, you might consider moving him back over there if you're thin over there at the defensive back position. But people tell me they're strong over there at the defensive back. So we're going to see on that. But like I said, Travis Hunter will be a key factor for Colorado to win the Big 12 on the defensive side of the ball as a defensive cornerback. And he will be one of the leaders back there in the defensive back and the back end of Colorado defense. And like I say, if he go out there and pick off about 6 or 7 interceptions and do good on the offensive side of the ball, because Travis had 3 interceptions last year. You got to look at how many times he dropped the ball on the defensive side of the ball. He could have had more. And look at the on the offensive side of the ball when he was there. He dropped a lot of passes that should have been touchdowns, and he got about 3 touchdowns taken away from him from the referee. I know 2 offhand. So this guy is in position to be a Heisman candidate this year, along with that EA game. Promote him, man. He's in a good position to be on that stage to see if he's gonna win the Heisman Trophy this year. He's settled now. He don't got engaged. You don't heard him say, the only thing I do is I go home. So when I get through with practice, I go home. He having business. He know he getting ready to get drafted. He should be between the first 3 players taken in the NFL draft this upcoming year. He's just a generation player that I ain't never seen before. When I saw last year, I ain't seen nobody play like that. If he hadn't got injured, if Travis Hunter had made some of those catches, and if Travis Hunter the referee hadn't called those 2 touchdowns back, Travis Hunter would have been 1,000-yard receiver. a 67 interception on the defensive side player. I know we can all say what if on anybody, but I'm just saying, if he concentrating on those things, those small intangibles, imagine what kind of player this dude gonna be this year. Now, when they put him in the nickel or in the inside slot, I don't know if he fits enough come up to make no tiger now. I'm just saying, I wouldn't use I wouldn't use him as that. No, man, you never know when them big linebacker come at them big linemen come at him or fullback or tight end or running back. Man, you just don't know. Target on your back. It comes with Colorado. It come with it. Sometimes them players have a target on the back. Never know when they try to take you out. Never know what them coaches telling them guys in the locker room. You never know. I ain't saying the head coach, the position coaches. You never know what's going on. Know what kind of communication is going on. So you have to keep your head on a swivel when you're out there and if you're on Colorado football side. Anything can go. Anything can go. Like I said, those are my top four. I got one more player I'm gonna bring up. And I'm giving you Shadozi, the defensive tiger. Is gonna be a key for Colorado defensive side of the ball that I'm gonna be looking at if they want to win the Big 12. And you're looking at Nia Hill Green, the linebacker, transfer from Michigan and Charlotte on his resume. He was a captain, he was a team leader for them. I think he's going to be the leader of the defense. I think he's going to be the number one linebacker. He's going to be the quarterback for the defensive side of the ball this year. He'll be the player that has the earpiece in his helmet to be talking to Robert Levingston and delaying the information and the plays to the defense this year as the captain of the football team. This dude is special. To me, he looks special. He looked like a grown man out there. He carries himself as a grown man. When you look at his film work, he ain't never out of place. He's physical. He'll take on a challenge. This guy is all of that and more. And more. So also, the third player that I'm looking at is going to be BJ Green. BJ Green got some negative film out there on him. People are talking about him. He got a point to prove. People are questioning his motor skill. I'm not, but I think this guy is legit. And if he had entered the NFL draft this year, he would have got drafted from Arizona State. He would have got drafted. I'm not saying he would have been in first round, second round, and third round, but somebody would have drafted BJ Green at Arizona from last year. He's that type of guy. He can make a difference on a defensive side of the football for a college football team. And this year is Colorado. Remember, as a defensive end, you don't have to sack the quarterback. You don't have to make the tackle. Only thing you got to do is make that quarterback get nervous, get scared, and throw that football when he don't want to. If you put that pressure on him, he can be the Lawrence Taylor of Colorado this year. He got the ability. He got the if he given a chance, go out there and take it. He got the ability to be a game changer. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel while you're in here. I appreciate it. I'm telling you, BJ Green can be a game changer for this defense this year at that defensive end and pass rush. He's big enough, he's physical enough to be a game changer. And if he does all that, if he bring that attitude and bring that mindset to the defensive side of the ball to go along with Shadozi, uh, Hill Green, they can be a dominant football team on the defensive side of the football. Hey, do my favor now. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it if you do. Don't cost you nothing. All right, all right. All right, let me give you my last player on the defensive side that I'm gonna be looking at to be a game changer for the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, I gave you Shadozi, defensive tiger, Hill Green, the linebacker, BJ Green, the pass rusher, and I gave you Travis Hunter as the defensive cornerback of the football team. All right, can be a game changer for Colorado to improve from last year and get to win the Big 12 and have a chance to be in the playoff. These five players on the defensive side can make that happen for Colorado this year. The last player is, hey, my favorite player on the defensive side of the ball. Shiloh. Yep, Shiloh, the safety for Colorado. Now we also in the safety position, we got Travis Hunter, Cameron, Simeon Craig, and we got the new guy, Savion Riley, and we got Trevor Woods, right? But Shiloh can be a game changer at that safety position, especially if they bring him down inside and play inside that box. He's physical enough. Now his pass rushing skills, he got to work on. Uh, not pass rushing skills, but covering the pass. Yeah, now he got to work on some of that because he has some bad angles and all of that and all that. But still, Shiloh can be a game changer. He had more turnovers on the defensive side of the ball than anybody in football in the defensive back and safety. He's a hard hitter if you just learn to wrap up and don't go in there and just try to go for the kill. Because he be running so hard and he physical. Shiloh can change a game with a turnover, with a big hit. He can do that. He done that last year. He done that last year. Hey, I got 215 people tuning in. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it if you do that. I really would. All right. It's 100 y'all should subscribe right now. Out of 100, what? I was up to 215, don't drop down. Hey, if 100 of y'all just subscribe to the channel, I'll be doing all right. But I'm telling you, Shiloh can make a big difference. He gonna make a big difference. There's a report out there he don't have surgery. He got an injury. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't heard of that. I ain't heard that. I ain't got no intel. I haven't even asked about it. And the people that I talked to that deal with Colorado, they say it ain't true. So I don't know. I don't know. But I'm telling you, Shiloh, if he plays good, just be present. Shiloh can be a first, second, or third round draft pick if he come out and be the player that I think he can be. He can go in the first three rounds easily. Yeah, he gonna get drafted. The dude is filthy. You saw that last year. You saw that last year, and plus he got a little age on him too. You don't got 1 year age on everybody else. So he should be the mature player, physical player, know the football. Now he ain't scared. We already know that. He ain't scared of nothing. They call him the headache game for a reason. He bring that headache and bring that pain to you. Only thing he got to work on is his pass covering skill. That's it. Now for his physicality and come up and hit you, oh, he done run a lot all day long. Oh yeah, he done run a lot of football with me. I don't know a safety out there can hit hard and shot. I don't. Like I said, he my favorite player on the team because he feels it and go in there and try to take your head off. He said, I don't know. I like LT, but BJ Green would definitely be the second coming of former buff great, Big Al Rifford. And you might have one. But Shiloh is that guy. Shiloh is that guy in the defensive back for Colorado in that safety position. He's that guy. Shiloh can cause some serious problems back there for a wide receiver, tight end, or anybody in that slot, especially if that defensive coordinator brings Shiloh down in that box. Wait, can you imagine Shiloh down in the box with Johnny Chainsaw Cheney and Naya Hill Green? Man, them the three hardest hitters in college football. What? What? When you got Shadozi up front with McNeil, Barnes, and Terran Carter, Shane Cope, Quincy Wiggins doing that sap move. What? You ain't finna run the ball on us no more. Not this year. You did it last year, but I promise you they won't run the ball on this year. And the first test gonna be North Dakota State. Everybody come out, they can run the ball. They won't have 100-yard rushing at the end of the game as a team wide against Colorado. Colorado is too big, too physical, too dominant up front and at that linebacker position for North Dakota State. And I'm even push it a little further. Nebraska won't have 100-yard rushing team wise against Colorado this year in the second game on NBC. No team gonna be able to run the ball on Colorado this year with the addition what Coach Prime and his staff have brought in. They got the starters, they got the depth, they got the players. If they are healthy, I just don't see it. Matchup is gonna cause a problem for each team they play, not just on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side too. Loud out. On the defensive side too. On the defensive side too. We can run them. Levis can run a 4-3 defense. He can run that. He can run that. Easy. Four down line. He can run that. He can run a 3-4. He can run that with Colorado because they got the personnel. Three down lines. You got Shadoza in the middle. You put Green on one side, and you can put not Green. I mean, you can put Barnes on one side, and you can put McNeil on the other, and put Shadoza right over the center in a 3-4. And you got four linebackers. Four linebackers. Two cornerbacks and two safeties. That's your 3-4 defense. That's your 4-3 defense. That's your 4-3 defense. I mean, your 3-4 defense. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Your 3-4 defense. And you still can run a 4-3 out of that. All you got to do is add a lineman. Yeah. Take out a linebacker and put down line. It'll be your 4-3 base. Yeah. Because your defensive tackles will line up on the opposite side of the guards. And then your defensive end will line up on the outside of the shoulder of your offensive tackle. And then your middle linebacker, which will be Green, like how you hear Green, he's going to be the Mike defensive linebacker. Whenever you hear that word Mike, that means that the quarterback has identified the middle linebacker as the Mike because the Mike responsibility is for that running back in the backfield. And that's where matchup problems come. Like I told you earlier, when we played TCU, that's what they was in. They middle linebacker lined up on Dylan Edwards and Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator for Colorado, saw that. And it was a matchup problem. So he put Dylan Edwards in the backfield, knew they were in that defense, and he knew it was a matchup problem, and he caught they linebacker on Dylan Edwards in a one-on-one, and that's how Dylan Edwards scored. Because that middle linebacker was the Mike. And just rolled him right out there in the flat, hit him on the run, and Travis was the outside wide receiver. We ran that defensive cornerback off, and they gave one-on-one with Dylan Evans, and he went in and scored. Matchup problem. Matchup problem. That's why I think Green will be good in the middle because he has the speed, he can cover a running back, and he can know how to read, and then he know how to react. Because he'll be the Mike. Now, when you hear that word Sam, like I told you earlier, strong side linebacker. Covers a tight end. That's his responsibility. Whenever you hear that word Will, Will, weak side linebacker. Covers the run, and also he's the blitzing linebacker. He attempts to sack the quarterback, the wheel. Whenever you hear that wheel, don't let it throw you off. Wheel, weak side linebacker. And like I say, whenever you hear a nickel, that's just an extra defensive back. 9 out of 10 is going to be the fifth defensive back. And whenever you hear dime means another defensive back, meaning they're going to have 6 defensive backs on the field. Colorado can run every play on that defense side of the ball with the talent that Coach Brown has brought in because he has the players, he got the bag up to do it, and they can do it. If Robert Leviston know how to implement it in a playbook and deliver it to his team, and they know how to go out there and run that defense to perfect it, they can run it. They can switch it up. They ain't got to run that same defense every play. It's called matchup. They can run the temper too because the linebacker, who is Hill Green, he had the speed. Only thing Tampa 2 is, I got the middle linebacker just going back 7, 8 yards, 10 yards to cover the middle in a passing play. But he got to be able to read it to see if it's going to be a pass. And your defense cornerback going out wide and cover the wide side of the field, you trying to take away the zone passing. They can run a Tampa 2. Like I said, Robert Livingston has options if his playbook is deep, if his playbook is like I said, I don't know what kind of defense. I don't. He never called a defense before, so that's gonna be a mystery. That's gonna be interesting to see what he does on the defensive side of the football because he got the talent. I just laid out the talent too. He got it. If you look at their film work from the past, if you look at their film work from where they came from, even though they hadn't matched together, even though they haven't worked together over a period of time, but still starting off with North Dakota State. A lot of people say, hey, you can't take North Dakota State. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you go in that mindset, your team is way better than North Dakota State. You ain't finna feed me that. North Dakota State ain't on the level as Colorado this year. Maybe last year, but not this year. No, not this year. I ain't going for that until they show me at the end of the game. This game should be over by halftime. Should be over. Cause matchups tell me that. The matchup don't lie. If the offensive line do what they supposed to do, should be up by 20 by half. And then you start looking at the players that's not on your starter. You be looking at your depth chart to find out what they can do. North Dakota State don't have a quarterback. They don't have a wide receiver. And when I looked at the sprint, they definitely don't have a defensive cornerback to line up with Colorado. They just don't. They can have a good, yeah, they have a good football program from the past, but those two quarterbacks made that team what it was. The two that got drafted in the NFL. They not there. They're not coming back this year. They got a new coach. If we can hold Coach Prime, coaching staff that but they not haven't been together, coaching, why you can't hold their coaching staff against them? It's their first year in those roles. First year as a head coach, first year as an office coordinator, first year as a defensive coordinator, first year as a secondary coach, all on first year for North Dakota State. All of it. It's on the website. It letting you know. So you can hold that same standard against Coach Prime because our coaches, Colorado coaches, ain't never coached before in a football game. Well, North Dakota State, they ain't never either. He ain't never been no head coach. He ain't never been no offense coordinator. He ain't never been no defense coordinator. Now the head coach been an offense coordinator, but his offense coordinator ain't never been an offense coordinator. He ain't got no defense coordinator. He got two assistant defense coordinators. They ain't never been a defense coordinator. Facts of the fact. Well, Coach Brown ain't never took. I don't never seen a football team go 4-8 and then win the program in 2 years. Have you looked at Florida back in 1990 when Steve Spurrier took over? First 2 years as a head coach, he won the SEC. So why you haven't seen it? You don't know football, then. That's what you're saying. You ain't been watching football. You just want to throw the rule books against Coach Prime and Colorado, but you ain't using football knowledge and football sense because it has been done. My my favorite coach was Steve Spurrier, so I know that. I watched him. I watched him when he had the players that he had in Florida, Fred Taylor. Now, I watched that. Florida was my favorite team in college back there in the 90s because I was a Steve Spurrier fan. Steve Spurrier came from Duke as an offensive coordinator and as a Heisman Trophy quarterback and as a head coach to Florida. First 2 years at Florida Gators, he won the SEC championship. Google it. You don't believe me? So it has been done. So you can't tell me that you can't go there and do that your first 2 years as a head coach. You can do that. You can. Florida Gators were not that good when Steve Spurgeon took over. Steve Spurgeon made them that good. Like I said, Shadozi, McNeil, Terran Carter, Anquan Barnes, Shane Coates on that defensive front can be a game changer for Colorado if they stop the run. The linebackers group, Naya Hill Green, Bitlett, Johnny Chainsaw Cheney, uh, Jalen Webster, Keaton Wade, and Jeremiah Brown. Them the linebackers group. All of them can make a major impact in Colorado this year if they want to win the Big 12. They are the key players. They are the key players. Defensive end, the pass rusher, BJ Green. BJ Green, Dalen Hayden, the transfer from Pitt, and Sam Ogulok. All those guys, huge, speed, and can come in and give each other a break. Cornerbacks, Travis Hunter, a Heisman Trophy candidate. You saw how he played last year. He can be better this year. Preston Hodge, DJ McKinney, Carlton Hood, RJ Johnson, Ivan Yates. The list go on and on for the defensive back. Who will emerge as the opposite side cornerback for Colorado? Out of the group, out of that group, I like Preston Hodge, but I think they're gonna use him in the nickel package. He's gonna cover the slot receiver. He don't showed you in practice and in the spring game what he could do. Every time he turned around, he would break it up a pass or intercept a pass. He was a smart football player. He know how to read and react. He's a good defensive back. And that's why I would put him over there on the opposite side of Travis. But I think they're gonna go with DJ McKinnon. But keep an eye on Carlton Hood. And the, the sleeping giant on that defense side of the ball. Sleeping giant is gonna be Cam Michael. I kept calling him Cam McKell, but I heard in a bit he's Cam Michael. Cam Michael is a defensive back. He's a freshman. He got the size. He's the fastest player on the team. Like he got good hands. The dude is a dog. We're gonna use the same word Coach Prime used. Most Colorado fans use. Cam McKell. Well, Cam Michael is a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog. I'm looking for Cam McKell to make a strong push for the opposite side cornerback from Statesboro, Georgia. That's just my opinion. I think he's I think he's good. I think he's good at. I think he can do that. I really do. I really do. Look at this. So I think he do. So them my five players. Them my five players. Them my five players that I think will make a major impact for Colorado this year. I think they can have a major impact, and they must be successful if Colorado to win the Big 12 this year. Shadoza, defensive tackle, Naya Hill Green, the linebacker that transferred in from Michigan and Charlotte, BJ Green, the defensive end, the pass rusher from Arizona State, Travis Hunter coming back for his final year for Colorado. If he's successful and do the things and work on his weaknesses to make them strong, better than he was last year, he can put himself in a position to be a Heisman Trophy candidate if he do the things that he need to do on the offensive side of the ball. And the last one, Shiloh. If Shiloh can come back and be better than he was last year, improve on his coverage skills, and make the tackles that he's supposed to make instead of trying to bring the big hit all the time. Just make the guarantee tackle. Colorado defense will be legit. Will be legit. If they can have a number 5 defensive ranking in the Big 12, they gonna win the Big 12. Out of all the teams, if they can have a top five ranking on the defensive side of the ball, Colorado gonna win the Big 12. They ain't got to be the number 1 defense in the Big 12. They ain't got to be the number 1 defense in football. If they can make a halfway of improvement of last year, Colorado will win the Big 12. Because on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to put up the points. They're going to be able to put up points. They're going to score 25 to 30 points a game. They ain't going to struggle from scoring. Their offense that's going to be that lethal. Even though there's some question marks about the offensive line. If the offensive line is half as good as last year, and with the depth that they're bringing in, Shadua gonna be able to throw that rock around. And we should have a decent running game. We're gonna have a decent running game. Colorado is in good position. If you can't see that, you ain't a Colorado fan, or you just don't believe in Colorado. This team is way better than last year. Whole lot better with the talent acquisition they have brought in. Like I said, and I ain't ashamed to say it, I've been saying it since I've been on my platform. I'm a Deion Sanders fan, not a Colorado fan. Never been. I ain't ashamed to tell nobody that either. I ain't never rooted for Colorado. But when Coach Prime came on, I'm rooting for Colorado. And now I'm rooting for their players. I came on as a Deion Sanders fan. Now I'm a Coach Prime, Colorado, and all their players fan. I'm rocking with them to the end, till the wheels fall off. But when I look at the football side, I see Colorado. I see Colorado has gotten better. Loud dog, I agree. One, yeah, like I said. But when I look at the football side of it, and when I look at and put the fan out the way and look at the talent and the films, and I know who their opponents are. I know they ain't playing Georgia. They're not playing Michigan, Ohio State, and Alabama, and University of Florida, and Florida State, and Notre Dame, and Ohio State. They playing North Dakota State. They playing Nebraska, Kansas State, and Kansas. Colorado present a matchup problem for them teams. Now, those teams has gotten better too. They hit the transfer portal and strengthened their team. So when you play teams like Nebraska, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State, those games gonna be equal problem matchup, and they're gonna come down to coaching who wins those games. And I trust Coach Prime and our quarterback better than I do than other teams because I think Coach Prime and Shadua and Pat Sherman can come up with an offensive plan good enough to beat those 3 teams. Nebraska, because Nebraska got a good coach too. Kansas State, Kansas State got a good coach too. Oklahoma State, they got a good coach too. But when it comes down to matchup, that's where the problem comes in. That's why I think Colorado is going to outlast them and be better than them. We got better weapons, lots of weapons on. Yes, Mr. Johnson. That's why I'm saying you're right. Our weapons, not just on the offensive side, we got weapons on the defensive side. I'm telling you, the offense gonna score some points. They're gonna be flashing. But on the defensive side, because defense win championship, you can throw a 4-6-7, 3-4, 4-3 basic defense. That's the basic defense everybody runs. And you can run that temper too, because we got the personnel to do that. That's where our defense gonna cause some problems. especially on the pass rush, especially on the pass rush. Hey, I've been here for an hour and 30 minutes. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in tonight. I gave you the best top five players that I'm gonna be looking for that I think got a chance to turn Colorado season around, and I'm looking for each one of them to have a big year. And I'm telling you, if they stay healthy and with the depth that we have, we should be able to win the Big 12 this year with a 10-2 record. With a 10-2 record. Now, the two games, you never know who's gonna beat Colorado. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, hey, man, Colorado lost that game. They should have won that game. All right, that's one game. I always be a game like that in college football. Always. A game that sneak up on you, they say, hey, they didn't come and play. And like I said, that trap game gonna be UCF to me. It's gonna be UCF to me. That was running in my mind. Yeah, that gonna be the trap game. So you don't know how that game gonna turn off. It's in Florida. Like I said, oh man, they got about what 20 some players from Florida. You don't know what their attention span gonna be, or are they gonna be focused or not. Gus Manziel, I don't know if he still got it. I don't know. Uh, KJ Jefferson, he's a running quarterback. Yeah, Colorado was kind of difficult last year running quarterback. So, like I said, I try not to concentrate on last year's team because this team is just totally different from last year. But hey, I get the picture too. Uh, Enjoyed your insight. What's up, BP? Appreciate that. Different year, different team. You're right, Ellen. Alon said, yes, sir. Stay blessed, be watched. Everyone. And the one knocking out of the park. Another one knocked out the park. All right, let's go. Appreciate it. I appreciate that. Once again, I thank y'all for tuning in. Always remember, hey, you be good to God. God will be good to you. And always share whatever you have with your sister and your brothers. And you'll always have more than enough to wish to share. Once again, from Sports Talk B Watts Entertainment, I'm Bernard Watts. I'm out of the state of Georgia. I wish all y'all the best and have a blessed weekend. And I don't know if I'm gonna do one tomorrow. I might do a special tomorrow. Also, Sunday I got Rob the Man Media and Coach Dre. And sometime during the week, we touch base. Life and football. We're gonna come back again. Mr. Coley. Whenever we get the date down, we talk today, and we'll find put together whatever we're gonna do. All right. But appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed. Don't forget on Thursday night, Greg said one of the best shows. A lot of you haven't told me you enjoyed yesterday's show with Law Dog and DC Carson Music. And Greg said, I appreciate the comment, appreciate the feedback. A lot of y'all say y'all enjoyed the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. And I appreciate Law Dog and I also uh DC Carson Music. I get it ain't mixed up. Appreciate him too. Not all said you be talking great stuff. You should teach Greg. Greg already know stuff. He already know. I ain't gotta teach Greg now. Greg teach me stuff. But I ain't moving with you, Law. I ain't moving with you, boy. Appreciate you, Law. Have a good one, partner. Y'all be blessed, man.